Good morning. This is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. CARICOM heads of government have agreed to Trinidad and Tobago's request to refer the matter of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett's reappointment to the Caribbean Court of Justice. As a result, consideration of Dr. Barnett's reappointment will be suspended pending the court's ruling on the issue. The decision was announced Tuesday at the 51st regular meeting of the CARICOM Conference of Heads of Government in St. Lucia. CARICOM leaders agreed that the issue of Secretary General Barnett's reappointment should be referred to the Caribbean Court of Justice under Article 212 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. That article gives the CCJ exclusive jurisdiction to provide advisory opinions on the interpretation and application of the treaty. In a statement, CARICOM said the approach would allow the matter to be resolved amicably and demonstrates the community's commitment to good governance and institutional improvement. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar welcomed the decision, saying Trinidad and Tobago's concerns about the process were raised during the Heads of Government retreat on July 6th. She also thanked regional leaders for supporting the country's proposals. In other news, the Trinidad and Tobago Blind Welfare Association is currently working together with the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training to expand opportunities for blind and visually impaired persons. Speaking with TDT News on Tuesday, Association President Kenneth Surratt said that while many members have embraced basket making as a livelihood, demand for the craft has declined in recent years. As a result, the association is seeking to diversify its opportunities and explore new markets and avenues for growth.
We are trying to bring on massage therapy from YTEP. We are hoping that we could get some of our students to get into some type of vocational training, because not everybody into academics, but some of them want to get into some other training so they could offer service. And massage therapy is one of the better areas that we can get involved in.
The association is also seeking to rehabilitate its playground as part of efforts to encourage healthier lifestyles among visually impaired individuals and help reduce the risk of comorbidities through greater physical activity and recreation. In some crime news now, a 30-year-old woman has been arrested after her male companion fled, leaving her alone in a vehicle with a rifle, allegedly hidden inside. She was held on Monday by officers of the Central Division Gang Unit during an intelligence-led operation in Mamaral. During the exercise, officers saw a man and woman inside a white Kia K2700 truck. As police approached, the man got out of the vehicle and ran off. Officers then spoke with the woman and told her about the intelligence they received and the authority to search the vehicle. However, due to poor lighting and safety concerns, they took the vehicle to the Chaguaramas police station, where a detailed search was conducted in her presence. Police say the rifle, fitted with a folding metal stock and a magazine containing 19 rounds of 7.62 by 39mm ammunition, were found hidden behind the driver's seat. The woman, who is from Mamaral Main Road, was arrested for possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition. In some sport now, the West Indies clinched their first home test series victory in 2 years after rain forced a draw in the second and final test against Sri Lanka at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua on Tuesday. The result secured the series for the hosts, marking a significant achievement on home soil. Sri Lanka, needing a win to level the series after their heavy defeat in the first test, declared at 251 for 9 just after lunch, setting the hosts a challenging target of 302 in less than 2 sessions. West Indies openers John Campbell and Brandon King stood firm with an unbroken stand of 89 before showers halted play, the Windies ending the day on 109 for none. The draw sealed a 1-0 series win for the Caribbean side, their first at home since defeating Bangladesh 2-0 in 2024, and their first triumph over Sri Lanka since 2003. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us on screen right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. You look well rested today. How are you?
Yes, I am a bit better rested than I was yesterday. I wouldn't say well rested, but better rested.
You know, I got maybe like 2 extra hours, and I feel absolutely great this morning. It's the little things. You know,
I love that for you. You know, like you you need it, like the kind of schedule you've been on. I'm glad to hear you got yourself a little bit of rest.
So funny enough, I was hosting an event last week with a bunch of Standard 5 students, right? So and
Wow.
I told them, I said, my greatest advice to you this morning is sleep while you can.
Right.
Because, we were so mad at our parents for telling us, go take a nap or go to bed early. Now I really wish that somebody would tell
I wish a grown-up would come and tell me, during the day, just, hey, Carrie, go and take a nap.
I'm not grown-up.
Now is sleep time. I wish a grown-up would come and tell me that.
Well, I'm a grown-up and I'm telling you, you should get some rest.
Yeah, we say I have this thing called a job, right? And
Okay. Well, you know what? I miss the days when we did not have to worry about that. Also,
yeah, we were so quick to grow up, right?
I heard you were singing that parang before we went to the news.
Right. It was Christmas
so
in July.
I lost a bet on Monday that the words were sigh, 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 because we actually slowed it down and it seems to be I, and I don't know because I still think it's sigh.
Wait, hold on. Okay, wait. We're getting into some very tricky territory here, right? Because I am originally from a small village in Deep South, and we had a strong parang culture, like literally house to house parang, and my entire life I have known it as sai sai sai.
That's the thing. I've said the same thing, but apparently it didn't sound like that on the music video. So Sai was also saying the same thing. I'm sure he's gotten all the jokes about Sai.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If anybody can confirm for us this morning, is it Sai Sai or is it I? Or what exactly is it?
Or are there different songs? And some people say Sai and some people say I.
I will choose to say Sai, and I'll just go with that. Yeah, it's also Christmas in July. We are quickly approaching that month.
So you just spit in rhymes right now, from I to Sai to Christmas in July.
I told them this is what happens when I rest. Also, we have a stale joke teller this morning on the set. Her name is Avi.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, so we have lots of fun here. Well, we're looking forward to Christmas in July, and I hope, we can get some ham and turkey from Carrie.
Well, we could see about that one. You may just get your Christmas wish.
That sounds like you're not interested. Oh, by the way, before we go, why is everyone just so mad about Messi yesterday? And saying everyone because I'm talking about my team.
Oh, well, I didn't jump on the bandwagon properly yesterday because I was busy. I only saw a little part of that game.
I mean, listen to me. Oh, it's actually Sai. Thank you, Carissa. Sis, there we go.
All right.
I just won the bet all over again. I just want to let everyone know I'm the champion of that. Have a good day, Carrie. I'll talk to you soon on the show today.
All right, looking forward to it, as usual.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, thanks, Virmala. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
I just wish that I could meet someone who understands me.
She's beautiful.
Thinking about inviting her home for Christmas.
Christmas where?
South Carolina.
That's exciting. If you win the mom, you win the man. You need to do the laugh. The laugh? Take notes. What is it?
Slow down, bro. You're moving too fast.
You just have to learn how to enjoy life.
Seeing you
and your family together makes me wish I had that in my life.
Hell.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wednesday, 8th July 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bisesa says CARICOM heads of government have accepted Trinidad and Tobago's proposal to refer issues surrounding the reappointment of the CARICOM Secretary General to the Caribbean Court of Justice for an advisory opinion. While speaking on the third day of the 51st CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in St. Lucia, the Prime Minister welcomed the decision, describing it as a commitment to good governance and institutional improvement. She also thanked regional leaders for their support and praised CARICOM Chairman St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre for helping to build consensus on the way forward. We have more on this a little later on in the show. And the Ministry of Homeland Security is assuring the public that there is no need for concern over passport availability. And they're saying that, there's enough machine-readable passport booklets to meet current demand. Minister Roger Alexander says citizens can continue applying for and receiving their passports as normal, with an additional 48,000 booklets expected to arrive in September. He also confirmed that Trinidad and Tobago is moving ahead with upgraded biometric passports featuring embedded chips and enhanced security features. Well, businessman Dominic Hadid and his wife Genevieve are appealing a high court decision refusing their release from preventive detention orders that was linked to an alleged plot to kill government officials. And in their appeal, the couple's attorneys argue that Justice Frank Sipasad erred in law by failing to properly consider claims of discrimination, the legality of their detention, and also the conditions under which they're being held. They contend that the continued loss of liberty amounts to irreparable harm and are seeking an expedited hearing before July 27th. Now, Justice Sipasad had previously ruled that while the couple could pursue their constitutional claim, the potential risks to public safety outweighed the case for their interim release. Well, we have some very exciting news for you this morning. The Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show will be coming to you live from the Trade and Investment Convention 2026 this coming Friday, July 10th at the Center of Excellence in Macoya. Now, you can also join the TTT team from July 9th to the 11th at booth number 256, that's 256, where you can meet our presenters and enjoy live interviews and really take a spin at our TTT trivia wheel. How well do you know us? For a chance to win exciting TTT merchandise and prizes. This convention is open daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss the excitement of a TIC 2026. And please come visit us at booth number 256. We're all going to be there. And of course, as I said, we're broadcasting live on Friday. But right now, all you need to do is grab your cup of coffee and settle in, because Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
Maintain its objection to the process used in the reappointment of the Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM. CARICOM acknowledged that the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago desires to have the issue of the reappointment of the Secretary General referred to the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, to render an advisory opinion thereon. To facilitate this request, the community agrees to commence proceedings to secure such advisory opinion in accordance with Article 212 of the revised Treaty of Chagaramas. The community acknowledged that this is the very purpose for which the CCJ was created, to be a treaty interpretation body. The community further agreed that the status quo with respect to the reappointment of the Secretary General shall remain unless and until the community considers the said advisory opinion from the CCJ. The community agreed that this way forward allows for this matter to be resolved in an amicable manner without prejudice to the ability of the community to conduct its affairs. In this context, the community reaffirmed that the ongoing review of the governance architecture is part of the broader mandate agreed at the previous conference in St. Kitts and Nevis to strengthen the governance of the community and enhance its effectiveness. The heads further underscored that this process does not impugn the integrity of any member, state, or individual, but rather it reflects the community's collective commitment to continuous institutional improvement with the highest standards of good governance. The heads have reaffirmed their commitment to the ideals and objectives of the community and will continue to move forward in unity to advance the interests of the region during these difficult times, recognizing the myriad of challenges the community faces currently. This is the end of the statement.
Well, you heard the new CARICOM chair confirming that the matter surrounding the reappointment of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett will now be referred to the Caribbean Court of Justice for an advisory opinion. Now, following that announcement, TTT Limited spoke with political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani for his perspective on this latest development. In an interview last evening, Professor Ghani said the issue goes beyond the appointment itself and speaks to wider questions surrounding CARICOM's governance and processes.
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with the Prime Minister herself. I mean, apart from the fact that Trinidad and Tobago has a long history of being a country in the forefront of CARICOM, this particular issue over the last few months had been played out in the public domain in a manner in which Mrs. Prasad Bisesa was vilified for not wanting to adhere to a decision of CARICOM. But she stuck to her guns and she has maintained continuously that the process was flawed and that she has made it very clear that this is not about Dr. Barnett. This is much bigger than Dr. Barnett. This has to do with the integrity and trustworthiness of CARICOM itself. It went to the very heart of CARICOM. That letter that she wrote to heads and sent on Friday, just reading it, you see the extensive research that has been undertaken and the fact that the entire CARICOM community at this heads of government meeting has agreed to adopt her position on the matter by referring this to the CCJ is in effect a diplomatic coup for the Prime Minister.
Professor Ghani also weighed in on what happens next, including the role of the CCJ in this process and the proposal for a temporary arrangement should the court's advisory opinion extend beyond Dr. Barnett's current tenure.
Yes, well, the CCJ is obviously going to consider this matter, and when they're finished hearing all of the arguments and reviewing the situation, they will then issue an advisory opinion, and the CARICOM heads will then have that advisory opinion, and a decision will be made one way or the other. So that what is happening is that this particular route of finding a way to resolve a matter is something in which the CCJ now has been elevated. The spotlight is on the CCJ. They now have in front of them this letter from the Prime Minister, which is an extensive and exhaustive piece of research that she and her team have conducted. And that now is going to form the basis of a consideration with regard to the matter. The CCJ may wish to interrogate the matter in a number of ways. It'll be up to them how they interrogate this. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to come away from this with a means by which we can find a resolution to something that was so contentious that many regional, local, and diasporic commentators were actually going as far as to say that if Trinidad and Tobago wanted to leave, it could go its own way. And that kind of commentary from many regional commentators and local commentators to some extent in tandem with them, and even diasporic commentators also in tandem with them, preaching the same line. A lot of it has to do with their own personal opposition to Kamla Prasad-Bissessa as Prime Minister. But I think now even they will have to accept and concede that perhaps the CCJ is perhaps the best resolution to find a way forward to settle this matter. Well, you've had disputes between other territories, the famous Shanique Myrie case between Barbados and Jamaica, which settled the issue about CARICOM nationals going to other CARICOM countries and so on. You've had those kinds of disputes in the past. But this one, this is so big. This goes to the very foundation of CARICOM itself. And a lot of the local, regional, and diasporic commentators who are hostile to Trinidad and Tobago's position because of Mrs. Prasad-Bissessa were trying to suggest that we in Trinidad and Tobago wanted to break up CARICOM, and nothing could be further from the truth. I think Mrs. Prasad-Bissessa has also had tremendous experience being in a minority opposition and knowing how to fight those battles and claw her way back from being in a minority position in opposition to ending up being the one who actually solves the problem and provides a way for CARICOM to get out of what was a sticky situation. So I think that what we have here is a unique situation, one that is perhaps a first, but it also is a way to preserve CARICOM. It keeps CARICOM alive, and perhaps CARICOM will be stronger, and Mrs. Prasad-Bissessa will have to be credited as being the one who did the work, stood her ground, put forward a solution which they all accepted.
Well, for that interview and more, you can head across to TTT Live Online. You can see the full clip there. That's TTT Live Online. And of course, everything that we do here on the show, you can find it there as well, and at TNT Today Show. Well, continuing to give you an update on what's happening in Venezuela after that pair of earthquakes hit last week. The death toll is now around 3,535 and counting. Also, 18,000 people are unhoused at this point, and 16,740 people injured, and just 12,800 people are staying in 80 shelters across the country. So much destruction there, but rescue efforts continue. And also, remember, last week we spoke with Sewa TT in Trinidad, and they have a program right now. Just if you want to contribute to that, you can head across to their social media pages and see how you can donate to rescue efforts in Venezuela. We get ready to take a short break, and when we come back, there's so much more for you on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success, because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network, and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news. Real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
To the richness of the symphony of the orchestra, this weekend promises a musical experience unlike any other. Soul to the Boundary brings together some of our nation's finest musicians for the world premiere of Symphony No. 3 by Dr. Roger J. Henry, while also reimagining the timeless music of David Rudder through a breathtaking orchestral lens. Well, joining us this morning, we have the composer and conductor of the National Philharmonic Orchestra of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Roger J. Henry. Good morning, Dr. Henry.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Now, Soul to the Boundary is a really powerful title. That's really profound. So what does it represent, and what journey do you hope that audiences will experience over the course of that evening?
So the actual words Soul to the Boundary come from a calypso by the poet laureate of Trinidad music, David Rudder. So the song is actually calypso music. And there's a line that goes from the time the first bamboo cut and they drag it down from up in the St. Anne's Hills, from the day the first Chantwell lead the band, with the real jamming start, and today we jamming still, creating rhythm that could be deadly like Headley, George Headley, the cricketer. Only this time is the rhythm and the melody that's sending the soul to the boundary, right? And this idea of, you know, we have been doing these things in our culture, in the plays, in the music, in the dance, since the founding of this country and before. And Rudder pays tribute to the things that we have been doing. And he takes these things and he puts them into song. And this is what inspires me, particularly for this show.
I love that. Wow, thank you for starting the morning like that for us, you know. So the concert marks the world premiere of Symphony No. 3 as a composer now. What inspired this work, and why do you feel it was the right time now to introduce this to the world?
Well, one of the things that we face is building repertoire that is Trinidad and Tobago repertoire, that is Caribbean music, and not just making music that builds off of what they do in Europe, what they do in the United States, but what we do here. And what we do here really starts and ends with what the panorama music has been doing. We've been creating beautiful music that is derivative of soca songs, kaiso songs and calypso songs, yes, but it's new music, right? That goes through a formal composition process to create these panorama, we call them arrangements, but I call them compositions, right? And there is real music there. And I've been studying this over the years and trying to say, well, what can we learn from the way that panorama music is written? And how can we share that out now? How can we claim that as ours and then start to use it deliberately and consistently in the creation of new repertoire that sounds like Trinidad and Tobago? And yeah, we could play it on a kazoo.
Yeah.
We could play it on a flute. But we learn it from the pan. this is the music that I write tries to do that very deliberately, emulate what is happening in the music of the panorama. And so the symphonies have always included the voice of the pan, not just the regular orchestra instruments, but a full pan side. And for me, this is about claiming what is ours, right? Seeing it there and being, yeah, that's ours. Now, what do we do with it? It's okay to say we have a national instrument. What do we do with the music, right? And so the idea of writing symphonies is to say, let's take inspiration from panorama, build beautiful big things, and celebrate them out in public. And so this is why we do this work. Now, this particular symphony, my third, I started writing it during COVID. And you know what we all went through during COVID. We had, the uncertainty, the anxiety, the fear, the loss, the grief, the panic. And the symphony emotionally really comes from that place. And ultimately, defiance and triumph. Because at the end, we came out of it. That persistence of humanity. And David Rudder talks about that in a lot of his music. That we persist. We persist in our Trinidadianness and in our Tobagonianness and our West Indianness, despite the obstacles. And that is something that is inspiring to me.
I know the concert will also pay tribute to David Rudder, and I do believe we have something very special right about now. So let's take that in. That is absolutely fascinating, and I don't think we would have expected something just, wow, that really just, wow. So let's talk about that now. The paying tribute to David Rudder, whose music has become a part of the fabric of Trinidad and Tobago and our culture and identity. So Dr. Henry, what was the creative challenge now in translating songs that people knew so intimately into a symphonic language like that?
Right. So just so that everyone knows what's going on, the first part of the show is a reimagining of several songs of David Rudder, and calypso music is one of them, right? High Mass, we do a medley that incorporates all these things. Now, the challenge is not really a challenge. What we're doing is we're building on what the pan people do in panorama music. They take a song that's existing, and they say, let's lay out the verse and chorus, play that out as a theme, and then let's start a ramage, right? And that's a panorama arrangement in very brief terms. And I'm like, well, we're doing it in pan. Let's do it in all the other instruments too. So that's been my idea. Take the actual literal sounds, the music, right? Divorce it from the words, and say, what do we hear when we just listen to dum pa dum pa dum pum pum, yam pa da 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 dum pa da 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 da. What does that do to us, right? And you lay that out. You play it on a flute, it sounds one way. You play it on a pan, it sounds a different way. You play it on a piano, it sounds a different way. And so each of those sounds is a color, right? And then if you think of what an artist does with color, they splash the color up on the canvas, and you end up with a Mona Lisa, right? Whatever. Yeah. We can do the same thing with sound. And what better material to use as the basis of these sound paintings that we create than the melodies that we know? And so the music of David Rudder, as much as I believe that he is an absolute God-level poet, the melodies that he creates are also quite profound and beautiful. And so that's really inspiring to me. I've done the first arrangement that I ever did The very first thing I did for instruments was an arrangement of 1990 by David Rudder, just because the melody is so beautiful. And so this is the thing that brings me joy, is taking these melodies. I live in melody. I started life as a singer, right, and a pianist. But I live in melody, and melody tickles me, and this is what I'm hoping to bring to the public, to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, this idea that we don't have to look far. We don't have to go to Europe. We don't have to go to the United States to find melodies that speak to who we are and tickle us inside. It's right inside, right here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, Dr. Henry, I'm very convinced now that I have to attend this weekend.
But of course.
So please give us the details, everything happening on the 11th and 12th.
The Saturday the 11th, Sunday the 12th of July at the Lord Kitchener Auditorium at Napa, 7 p.m. The tickets are $150 general seating and $200 for reserved seating. And if you are a community coming with a group of 10 or more people, there's a special price, right, which is $100 for the ticket in that group. So the idea is come on out, right, live a little, enjoy, have a little moment of beauty and respite from, the world is not an easy place right now, but we persist in true David Rudder fashion.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Henry, before you go, what do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy? Gosh, that's a hard question. I haven't thought about that. I prefer to think about where, I teach music history at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. And, we look a lot at the music of old cultures and dead people. And I tell the students that, you learn a lot about the people by studying the music that they listened to, the music that they played, and the music that they liked. And I often wonder, what would people, if aliens were to discover a CD of music from 2026 in Trinidad and Tobago, 200 years from now, what would they learn about us?
Time capsule.
Right? And that's what I think about. And I would like to hope that as a people, as a culture, we discover who we are. We start to listen to our own voice, start to take it seriously, and that there's a record, in a historical record of music that comes out of this space that really just speaks to who the people of Trinidad and Tobago are. And my contribution is a small drop in that big bucket.
Well, you think that, but your past students are here on the show this morning, and they're looking on. And I think you've really created such an impact, and you continue to that. So thank you for all you've done for music in Trinidad and Tobago and the world. And we really do look forward to July 11th and 12th with you at Napa.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. Have a great day. And thank you. We will see you this weekend. I think you've officially convinced me. A celebration of our culture, our creativity, and the incredible musicianship that exists right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Soul to the Boundary takes place on July 11th and 12th at 7 p.m. at the Lord Kitchener Auditorium, Napa. Remember, tickets $150, general admission, $200 for reserved seating. And it's all available at the Napa box office and everywhere else. All right. Thank you so much for joining us again, Dr. Henry. We have another clip for you. Enjoy this.
For the biggest business-to-business event of the year, the Trade and Investment Convention, happening on July 9th to July 11th at the Center of Excellence, Macoya. Doors open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on business days, 9th and 10th July, and 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Consumer Day, Saturday, 11th July. Dress code in effect for business days. Park and ride available from Constantine Park, and UB TGR North Car Park. All these. And NAMDEFCO, July 9 to July 11, sponsored by the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Exim Bank, Balroops Group, Robust Security Network Limited, and Lullaby Group.
Rivalries, predictions, and bragging rights. Who are you backing? Who's already making excuses? And who do you think will lift the trophy? Join hosts Mariah Ramharak and Nasira Mohammed live on The Final VAR, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. as they discuss every controversy, every goal, and review every match from football's biggest stage, along with a panel of guests. The Final VAR, where the debate is as exciting as the game. Watch exclusively on TTT and stream on TTT Live online.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching and teaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible.
Believe what God says.
The Truth of God, every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on Trinidad and Tobago television. You can also watch The Truth of God 24/7 at thetog.tv.
Carl, by the way, did that wish ever come true?
No, not yet. But fingers still crossed.
You're in love with me?
Yes, I'm in love with you. How do you not see that?
Did I do something wrong?
You just kissed me and changed my life.
I should have known that you were that woman in the elevator.
What about Millie?
I'm not under her spell. I'm under yours.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
Attention now to an event that's bringing together fitness, family, and culture in one experience. The Homa Paranderos are inviting the public to lace up their sneakers for Steps and Strings, a 5K run and walk taking place on Saturday, July 11th in Sangre Grande. More than just a fundraiser, the event promises live entertainment, prizes, and a celebration of Parang and community spirit. Well, joining us this morning, we have Wanderley Homa manager of the Homa Paranderos and band member Sheldon Marcel. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
Listen, before we get into this, we have a score to settle this morning, okay? So we want to ask you your professional expert opinion here. So in the song we just played, is it sigh, sigh, sigh they're saying, or is it I?
Sigh, sigh, sigh.
Thank you very much. I just want to back. We all want to. We were very convinced that was it, but thank you very much for weighing in on that with us. Now, let's talk about Steps and Strings. It is quite unique. You know, before we came on, we were saying, wow, Parang and a 5K. So how is this going to go, and how did this event come about, and the idea behind combining fitness and music and culture?
All right, so Homa Paranderos is a band that we grew up into Parang. So we're out about 30 years plus. And one of the things that we always try to do is innovative initiatives. So we even had where we taught the some citizens of Nassau, Bahamas to learn Parang. So we have a history in doing stuff that's different all the time. We even performed for like Barbados Candles of Candlelight Day concert every Christmas.
Held by the Rotary Club.
Held by the Rotary Club. Yeah, and so we also did something called a parang rap fusion. That's a nice fusion mix that we blended with the parang and conventional songs as well. So we also try to do a lot of things that's very different and innovative because we believe that we should be the ambassadors of culture, and our culture is parang. So as a result, we came up with a list of different events that we'd like to do for the year. And actually, this is the third one for the year. So the first one that we had was the Quattro hunt, which was an Easter egg hunt, but you're looking for Quattro in the Easter egg. And then we also had a parang trivia night in Woodford Cafe last month. So this is the third event for the year, which is the Steps and Strings. So we thought about promoting health. And as a result, we could do health, but we could also have fun on the route by having parang heroes at the water stops so that at least they'll hear our live parang band songs to get to that feel of that house parang, because a lot of people missing the house parang effect.
Now, tell us a little bit about Homa Paranderos. I know many people know that name, so synonymous with performances during the Christmas season, but throughout the year as well. So tell us a little bit about the history of the band.
Well, go ahead.
Well, as Wanda said, the band has been around for more than 30 years, right? As a family band. So the band actually started with her mother and father. They are no longer with us, but their spirit lives on in the band. So they have performed for the Queen. They have performed for the Prime Minister, past presidents. The band has been around a long time, and they have always fostered a lot of innovation. So we try to stay relevant and do things that could bring the nation together, as she said, because the whole thing is, as Roosevelt said, is think not about what the nation could do for you, but what you could do for the nation. So we always pour stuff into the nation. And we recognize that health is one of the factors that a lot of citizens falling short with that. So everybody, because movement is medicine, so we push on a lot of initiatives that will help people, citizens, stay a little healthier. And we also flying the banner for Christmas in July. So in preparation for that, we put together Steps and Strings. So where you can have some fun on the road and you're still starting to get a taste of parang, because it has some citizens look forward to just carnival, but it has citizens that love Christmas too. As soon as one Christmas going, they're ready for the next one. So we put together an initiative where you could come up and you could hear live parang performances while you're running on the road. And it ended with a big performance and stuff with different parang bands coming out to celebrate the culture.
Even community bands coming out to celebrate, and you will get to experience that Grandy hospitality.
So without giving out too much, we want to give out all the caveats, but have plenty celebrity artists coming up.
Give us a hint. Give us something. Give us a little something. You have to give us something.
So we already tell you, when you're running on the road, imagine running on the road and by your rest stops, you're being serenaded by bands. You're getting parang music. You understand? You're getting that Christmas vibes to cheer you on, to encourage you to keep going. So I'm telling you, the things like you never experienced before. And Grandy is the home of goodness. And we food. Yeah, we even talking about the nice food yet. Yeah. We ain't talking about that nice food yet.
Let's talk about that now.
She likes it.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because after a 5K and we're listening to parang and we're feeling like Christmas is coming and Christmas in July.
Must get some Christmas elements.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that part. So let me hear about the food.
So
but we're looking to have some traditional Christmas items, especially for all participants, right? We must give them something nice. Grandy does it different. When we do food different, so we want to make sure people experience that. So come down to Grandy, because people keep saying Grandy is so far, but that's part of Trinidad, right?
So again, fresh fruit grown in Grandy, fresh fruit, because some marathons, you get fried chicken and all kind of thing. After this marathon, we're sticking within the healthy team. So you're getting nice food, but the food is still healthy food. So we're sticking within the healthy team because we're just telling you run and then get a piece of fried chicken. You're running and you're getting some watermelon, you're getting fresh fruit,
some mango,
some mango, some of the best juicy mango can run down your arms, you know?
Yeah.
Good mango. Juicy thing, Julie, you understand? Starch. Them kind of mangoes is
Okay,
good,
that's
good stuff,
that is
right?
it right there. I mean, I feel like that's how you pull me in with the mangoes. That's it for me. I mean, you sold me.
Fresh.
You had me at mangoes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tell us how we can be a part of Steps and Strings.
Well, we're looking for people to still come on board, assistant sponsors, but we have some sponsors that came on board. So we have Aventa, Acado, Angostura, the ERH is coming to the display as well. We have some stuff given by Life Novo. Heroes will be coming to do massages.
Raw Fitness Gym.
Raw Fitness Gym as well.
Yeah, as well.
And we want to say thanks especially to Codette Spaniard for letting us use the venue.
And Codette is like a cultural ambassador in Grandy as well. So you see, it's not just about Parang, it's about Pan, it's about culture, it's celebrating Sandy Grandy and ensuring that people know about Grandy and leave with all the goodness now.
Yeah.
So we I know Grandy is like a hidden gem.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
we're exposing all the treasures. So when you come out there, you're leaving it all like glitter dust. You're leaving shiny.
Well, thank you very much. I actually went to Sangre Grande last week. It's always a treat when you get to go to Grande. Grande hospitality is very different, and we're looking forward to experiencing that. Thank you. I heard we'll be talking to you very soon again. Have a wonderful day, and we're looking forward to Steps
So we're
and
still doing
Strings.
registrations ongoing.
Yeah.
They can register online at Island Miles or Island e-tickets. And we're also doing physical registrations in the Sandy Grande Market during the day, 9 to 3.
All right. We'll see you
can call me
inside.
at 353-4207 if you want any more information. Or you can check the PH Home Apparendeers on Facebook.
All right, we see you inside hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Carries up next with the news.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Being connected, it means a lot because first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z. Or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani says Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, SC, pulled off what he describes as a diplomatic coup within CARICOM. This as she secured regional leaders' agreement to refer questions surrounding the reappointment of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett to the Caribbean Court of Justice.
This particular issue over the last few months had been played out in the public domain in a manner in which Mrs. Persad-Bissessar was vilified for not wanting to adhere to a decision of CARICOM. But she stuck to her guns and she has maintained continuously that the process was flawed and that she has made it very clear that this is not about Dr. Barnett. This is much bigger than Dr. Barnett. This has to do with the integrity and trustworthiness of CARICOM itself.
Professor Ghani said the Prime Minister's detailed and well-researched letter helped persuade CARICOM leaders to support Trinidad and Tobago's proposal to seek an advisory opinion from the CCJ.
That letter that she wrote to heads and sent on Friday, just reading it, you see the extensive research that has been undertaken and the fact that the entire CARICOM community at this heads of government meeting has agreed to adopt her position on the matter by referring this to the CCJ is in effect a diplomatic coup for the Prime Minister.
CARICOM has suspended Dr. Carla Barnett's reappointment process pending an advisory opinion from the CCJ, saying the move supports good governance and an amicable resolution of the matter. In other news, the Ministry of Homeland Security has assured the public that there is no shortage of passports in Trinidad and Tobago. Responding to recent media reports, the ministry stated that the country has an adequate supply of passport booklets and that preparations to transition to an electronic passport or e-passport system are continuing without disruption. The Ministry of Homeland Security says passport services will continue without interruption. In a statement on Tuesday, the ministry rejected reports claiming the country is running out of machine-readable passports, saying citizens can continue to apply for and receive passports as normal. Officials noted that 100,000 passport booklets are scheduled for delivery in 2026, while the Immigration Division currently issues fewer than 6,000 passports per month, leaving enough stock to meet demand. Meanwhile, procurement for the new biometric e-passport system is progressing, with submissions from an expression of interest process now under evaluation. The new e-passports will include an embedded electronic chip with enhanced biometric security features designed to combat identity theft, counterfeiting, and document fraud while meeting modern international travel standards. In sport, Lionel Messi scored in a record 6th consecutive FIFA World Cup knockout match as Argentina staged a stunning comeback to beat Egypt 3-2, earning a place in the quarter-final round. Egypt held the defending champions 2-0 deep into the second half before Messi assisted Cristiano Romero in the 79th minute and then found the net himself just 4 minutes later to level the score. With extra time looming, Enzo Fernandez struck in stoppage time, sealing a remarkable turnaround at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Argentina continues their quest to become the first back-to-back World Cup winners since Brazil in 1958 and 1962. They will next face Switzerland in Kansas City on Saturday. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back after the break, it's hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Stay tuned.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Get ready for the biggest business-to-business event of the year, the Trade and Investment Convention, happening on July 9th to July 11th at the Center of Excellence, Macoya. Doors open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on business days, 9th and 10th July, and 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Consumer Day, Saturday, 11th July. Dress code in effect for business days. Park and ride available from Constantine Park and UB TGR North Car Park all days. And NAMDEFCO, July 9th to July 11th, sponsored by the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Exim Bank, Balroops Group, Robust Security Network Limited, and Lullaby Group.
Sunday, July 19th, all roads lead to the Mecca, 11 a.m. Maraval Road. Digicel and TDT Limited Media Network presents Game On, the finale, the ultimate football watch party experience. Get ready to feel the energy, the excitement, and the passion for the biggest match of the tournament, the final showdown. Who will lift the trophy? And you're the best part, it's absolutely free. And you know, Trini's like freeness. But there's a catch. You must secure your exclusive access pass to gain entry. Log on to www.islandetickets.com to get yours. Gates open 1 p.m. So come early. Bring out your friends, bring out your crew, bring out the family. Stay locked into TDT Limited Media Network, Suite 100.1, Next 99.1, Talk City 91.1 FM for all the details. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it, experience it.
Powered by Digicel, Real Connections, Creamy Novelties, Live a Little, Jade Monkey Bar Tobago, Campari, Embrace the Mix, Magnum, Tech Charge, Stamina Energy, Rise to the Occasion, Blue Waters, Life is better with Blue Waters, Cafe Barista, Savor the Moment, the Castello Prosecco, Stoli Vodka, Bold by Design, Allegra, Relief Treatment that works, and the TTT Limited Media Network.
Definitely know this man's work, even though you may not know his name. Bold fat lettering on every street corner outside every party. That's done by the man himself, Bruce Coyote. Bruce is currently having an exhibition at the Big Black Box in Woodbrook until Friday, the 26th of June. Along with the exhibition, there's also going to be a film night where there's going to be shown film about his work and him working. There's also sign painting workshop for kids, adults, as well as artists. I was fortunate enough to attend the opening night with my friend Keegan Simon of Individual Aesthetic. We had a lot of fun. We checked out his work, bought a couple pieces. There's fridge magnets, there's pillows, there's signs that you can also purchase. So make sure to check out Bruce's exhibition at the Big Black Box in Woodbrook. It's definitely worth attending.
For more than 4 decades, his colorful hand-painted signs have been woven into the fabric of Trinidad and Tobago's culture, announcing fetes and community events and celebrations long before the age of social media. Known simply as the Sign Man, Bruce Coyote has transformed a practical craft into an enduring piece of our visual history. Although his recent exhibition has come to a close, its impact continues in celebrating a legacy of generations of Trinidad and Tobago have actually grown up with. Well, joining us this morning is the man himself, Bruce the Sign Man. Good morning.
Good morning to you and your viewers.
Listen, when you see those signs all over the country, you feel so proud. And we've seen it for a long time, and it's good to see the man behind all of this. And we're so happy that you're here with us this morning, Bruce.
Thank you very much.
Now, you've spent more than 4 decades painting these amazing signs that have really become a part of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural landscape. How did it all begin? When you first started, you ever imagined that your work would one day be celebrated now in an exhibition?
Not in the slightest way. When I started this, I was mainly because I love the craft. I'm very artistic, but I love lettering. So I was basically having fun in the beginning, and then I started to promote events, excursions, parties, and doing my own signs. And then promoters at that time who would have been doing fetes, parties around the year and carnival fetes, they would have taken note of my work at that time and started to give me a call, and the whole thing that started from there.
Now, looking back on your journey, what types of signs have you been painting? I know it's fetes, all of that. Now, what has been your proudest moment, and what has really kept you passionate about your craft all of these years and for all the different things that you've been doing?
There is no one sign or one fete sign or anything like that that I'm most proud of, but if I were to put a marker on my journey, it would be going to Germany for Documenta 15. That was probably my most proudest moment because that was an event that most artists around the world dream of. It's like it's similar to like the Olympics or the World Cup of art, and I was there together with the collective from Trinidad here, Alice Yard. And I would have to register that as my proudest moment looking back, because it taught me a lot. And it also taught me that the persistence and the consistency with which I took on this journey sort of paying off right now. So yes, I am most proud of that part of it, but I am just enjoying from beginning to all now, still feel the same passion for my work, and I hope that passion stays with me, most likely, yes.
Now, what did the response to the exhibition mean to you, when you saw how much people adored you and your work?
That was something in itself. And this being my second exhibition, the first one was in the midst of COVID in 2021, and that taught me a lot in terms of how people viewed my work. And of course, on meeting me, they transferred that love to me. The same thing happened in a much more meaningful way this time around for this exhibition, in that my intention was to bring people closer to not only my work, but to me and how I go through the process of painting signs, starting from the very beginning, because my work evolved along the way. So my exhibition was a place to show people in one place the evolution, because people wouldn't have been able to observe that evolution as it happened. So I wanted to bring them there, to bring them closer to me and my work, and to show them the evolution of my work. And I must say, the response was way more than I expected. The admiration for my work was transferred to me too. I was most proud and still feeling the impact of the exhibition all now, and I don't think it will diminish anytime soon. But my exhibition, I did get what I set out to do, and I hope that more exhibitions in the future will do the same.
Now, Bruce, what concerns you most about the loss of hand-painted art in the digital age? Everyone's using AI now, or Photoshop, or, Canva, different programs and all of that to create these types of posters. But we have this beautiful art that you've been doing. Are you worried that we'll lose that skill and that special touch as we continue to progress in the digital age?
yes, I'm a bit concerned, but I think, and maybe thinking, maybe hoping for the best, but I think that at some point there'll be some kind of turnaround. What I'm seeing right now with even with before the advent of AI, the artists themselves, and I would be more specific to graphic designers, they allowed the clients to take too much control of how the work looked. And as an artist, you sort of see things different. You have more clarity in terms of any vision that you have than the client, and allowing the client to take control is one of the worst things to do. And with the advent of AI, the client's taking probably more control this time around, because the people that used to come to these designers probably looking to thinking that AI could just do the same thing for them. But I'm seeing AI, the product of AI, popping up all over internet, and I know it when I see it, and though the work lacks soul, which is what my hand painted signs still retain. You could see the even down to personality in a hand painted sign or any kind of artwork. So worried is not so much a word, but I'm a bit concerned for what's happening.
Yeah. Now, can I ask you, how long does it take to complete one of these signs?
One of these signs, depending upon the size and the amount of information, it would take, say, like a sign that's probably about 3 feet by 2 feet. It would take me from beginning to end roughly between 6 to 7 to 8 minutes.
Wow. And you do this with no stencils, right?
No stencils.
Oh my goodness. You must have been really good at penmanship.
Everything goes, well, yes, that too. But the ideas go straight from my head to the canvas, which is the hardboard that I use. And there's a lot of trust that takes place between I and the client, because the client don't get the opportunity or the luxury of seeing how to look before, which is much different to somebody working on a computer. The client will make numerous changes and so forth. So there's a whole heaping set of trust that has to be placed in me. Yeah. And I must say that probably 99% of the times, the clients are pleased.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's next for you, Bruce?
What's next? There's a lot of things on the table. As the weeks and the months progress, it will become clearer. But in the immediate future, I want to start setting sights on another exhibition. But this will be probably more than a year from now, or maybe 2 years. So that's next, and more, and making sure that my legacy is more set. Wow. Before I leave this earth.
And you know what? I'm going to put this out into the universe that we're expecting a Trinidad and Tobago Today sign from you. We're going to ask you for that very soon, and it will definitely be an honor to have, our name just as a piece of your work as well, and be a part of your history. Well, look at that. I'm holding you to that, Bruce. Now, Bruce, before we go, if you had to paint one final sign representing Trinidad and Tobago, what would it say?
Two words actually, and that would be just please unite.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you so much for helping us, share a part of your amazing history and just becoming a part of Trinidad and Tobago's culture and the landscape and the fabric of our country. And we really appreciate you and all that you've done for us and continue to do.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day, Bruce. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, my dear.
All right. And, his work really reminded us that art isn't, it isn't only found in the galleries, it's in our streets, in our communities, and it's really a part of our national identity. We get ready to take a short break, and when we come back, there's more. The time now, 7:19.
Parents looking for the ultimate summer experience for your children? This July, give them the perfect blend of academic excellence and creative expression right here in Tacarigua. Let their creativity soar at our Kids Summer Music Camp. From the sweet sounds of the steel pan to an exciting final ensemble, we keep your children engaged from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to secure the academic future? Empower your child with our intensive SPA and CSEC math boot camps with essential past paper practice. Invest in their future. Weekly rates for academic boot camps are just $400. Or get the complete 4-week package for $1,600. The full 4-week music camp for just $1,600 per camper. Call or WhatsApp 482-8011 right now to register. Give your child the head start they deserve.
Your heart, brain, and body work hard every day. Give them the support they deserve with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, live healthier with omega-3. Wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on TTT Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:45 a.m.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The
Duncans. Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
On Wednesdays, we are joined by the Camino Realty International team as we focus on a wide range of real estate topics to educate, support, and empower prospective homeowners throughout the property purchasing process. Well, good morning and welcome back to our favorite Managing Director, Rachel Ramnell. How are you, Rachel?
Good morning. I'm good.
It's good to have you here. Now, for our viewers who may be interested in becoming a landlord or maybe already owners of rental property, the landlord business surcharge is something we'd have to understand. So whether it's commercial or residential property, I really want to talk a little bit about I want you to give some insight into this new tax. So can we talk about that today?
Sure.
Now, what exactly is the landlord business surcharge for those who may not be familiar?
Right. So that is something recently imposed by the government. It's a tax. And ideally, it is tax that you pay on gross rental income received, right? So the objectives, of this whole legislation is to formally register landlords to ensure that rental income is accurately being recorded and also to improve tax compliance. Right? It should be noted that the surcharge is creditable against your regular income. So, for example, let's say you have a rental property, but you also earn a salary because you're employed, right? And you paid taxes on your salary or your income for that year, it doesn't mean you're paying your tax on that income plus tax on the rental income, because you would have already accounted for it. You would have already paid tax on your gross income. So a lot of people have this misconception that you're paying tax twice, but you're not. Yeah.
Now, Rachel, who needs to register?
So anybody who has any type of rental property, so that could be residential property, it could be commercial property. You could have somebody living abroad but have property down here that they are renting. You even have agents. So for example, if I'm acting in the capacity of a real estate agent and I have a landlord who wants to get registered, I can do that registration process for them. Or if I'm responsible for maintaining that rental property, I can obviously do the registration, right? Another common misconception is that people think that the legislation is only for persons with multiple apartment buildings. That's not true. Once you have even one unit and you are receiving rent from that unit or that property, you must register.
Now let's talk about registration now.
Right.
What's that process like?
So it's actually pretty simple. Like everything else, you have a form. So there's a landlord business surcharge form. I believe that's the name of it. Of course, you have to work with proof of ownership. So you have your application form, your deed or your certificate of title, your IDs, a utility bill, and again, if somebody is acting on your behalf, for example, an agent, they must have an authorization letter, right? The registration fee is a one-time fee of $2,500 TT dollars. So another misconception here is that people think they have to pay $2,500 per property, but that is not the case. It's actually a one-time registration fee.
Okay. Yeah, right. So a registration fee is very important. And you remind us of that cost again?
$2,500 TT.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, so the surcharge itself, tell us about how much that is.
So the surcharge is payable on a quarterly basis. And I believe we have a table to show you guys what the current rates are. So right now, if your gross quarterly rental income is up to $20,000, you pay 2.5%. If it's over that, then you pay 3.5%. And on the screen, we have the payment schedule. This is actually the current payment schedule for 2026. So you'd have seen the second quarter would have gone just last week before, June 30th. Yeah. So we have the next cycle that's coming up is September 30th.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Rachel, what happens if someone doesn't register now?
So if you don't register, there is a penalty involved. If I remember correctly, I believe it's $1,000. And there are some cases where they may charge interest as the time goes by. So, it's very important for persons who are landlords or receiving rental income from property to make sure they look into this and make sure they register.
I'm seeing those penalties right now on the screen. So that's for individuals $1,000 and for corporation $2,500. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So please pay attention to this. So that's my next question for you. Why now should landlords pay attention to all of this?
So at the end of the day, as real estate agents or professionals in the industry, you have to make sure you guide your clients and you provide information to them as much as possible, right? It's not just about collecting rent at the end of the day. When you become a landlord, you have other responsibilities, and all of these things we've been chatting about in the past, it kind of comes together. So things like your property tax, and now they add landlord surcharge. You have maintenance fees, you have insurance fees. So being a landlord is not just saying, hey, I have a space to rent, give me your money. And it doesn't end there, So you have to be aware of all of these changes that are happening.
All right. Well, just so you know, this information will be on TTT Live Online that you can access a little later on. So just to wrap up, Rachel, just remind us again, the landlord business surcharge. What is this and why should we pay attention to this?
Right. So it's a tax imposed by the government and it's a surcharge that is payable based on your gross rental income.
Well, so much to continue to look forward to. Next week, we'll have another discussion for you, Rachel. I always have these questions and you always have the best answers for me. So we thank you very, very much. What are your closing words to the viewers this morning about this surcharge?
My advice would be stay informed, keep up to date, because as with all legislation, you're going to have periods of uncertainty, you're going to have questions. As you know, I mentioned there's a couple of misconceptions right now. So yeah, our advice is really just stay informed and make sure you have accurate information. If you're not sure about what to do, as always, we advise you speak to a professional. It could be a qualified accountant or a tax professional so that you can ensure you are getting the right advice and you're also paying the right amount.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rachel, for being here with us this morning. We see you next week.
Yes.
Where we do this all over again. Thanks so much to Camino Realty International team on Trinidad and Tobago Today every Wednesday.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success, because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
I'm Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
We serve a mighty God, mighty, 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 mighty. We serve a mighty God, mighty, 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 mighty. Oh, God is mighty, oh, on him I heal sickness in my body. Some believe in Christmas, but don't believe in Jesus Christ. He came for you, and he came for I. Yes, he was born to die.
Come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
Carl, by the way, did that wish ever come true?
No, not yet. My fingers still crossed.
You're in love with me?
Yes, I'm in love with you. How do you not see that?
Did I do something wrong?
You just kissed me and changed my life.
I should have known that you were that woman in the elevator.
What about Millie?
I'm not under her spell. I'm under yours.
You're dressed for talk. This is the Link Up. This is the Link Up with Talk City 91.1 FM.
Well, it's time to link up once again with our sister station, Talk City 91.1 FM. You know it, this is a space dedicated to meaningful conversation, perspective, and national dialogue. It's a link up with Talk City. Good morning, Andy and Lennox. Did you miss me?
Yes, I will introduce it. And then you will...
Good morning, Andy and Lennox.
Hey, Virmala,
did you miss me?
What much, man? I have been talking about you since last night. My wife jump up and tell me, hey, who is Virmala? I said, that's the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. The lovely Virmala, the #1 TV program on a morning on TTT. But that's not all.
That is an endorsement we need this morning. Thank you. That is a big endorsement, you know, Lennox. When Andy endorses you, there's nothing you need other than that. I'm seeing so many of me this morning. Look at how many versions of me you get. All of those.
but whether or not he could outdo me, because I mean, whatever he says, whatever time he was thinking about you, I was doing it before.
Oh my goodness! You know what? Listen, Lennox, I'm always on your side, and you're keeping me on your side. Andy is all love, but Lennox always has, the extra oomph. So what are you talking about this morning?
Yeah, but today Lennox is on par. Today I have to give him he had to go through. The topic this morning is about CARICOM and the decision to carry that whole situation to the CCJ with the Burnett issue and how he put it across. I just had to agree with him. Lennox Smith, put it across to Trinidad and Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago Today. How we put across that victoric
yeah, well, of course, it is a tremendous victory for Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the prowess, if you want to call that, the political diplomacy of Trinidad and Tobago via, of course, the executive leader of the country. I'm talking about the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. In fact, some are calling it a diplomatic coup, and a diplomatic coup has a very specific terminology or meaning. It simply means that at one point in time, you were loathed, you were hated, you were almost disrespected, and then by one fell sweep, by one strategic move, you are able, of course, to turn around everything. And of course, in the case of CARICOM, we find that everybody is now unanimous in terms of going to the CCJ to resolve that matter that Trinidad and Tobago was loath about across the Caribbean.
You told me to Lennox Smith that she united back CARICOM.
By that one, because everybody agreed, you see, to go there. Before that, they wanted private meetings, they wanted to get in caucus. You had, of course, former prime ministers making their point and saying that it shouldn't be done that way. And then, of course, you have other persons saying that, like the last chairman who gave up the position, or had to give it up because it's a 6 months cycle, the St. Kitts Nevis Prime Minister saying, well, listen, too much dirty linens and people were invited to this and that and so on. But the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago said there is constitutional, there is legal framework in which these matters can be resolved. And that is where I would want to go in order. Notice, it has nothing to do with the personality called Barnett. It has nothing to do with the personality called the chairman, whosoever that chairman would have been. It has to do with the integrity of the process. It has to do with the transparency of the process. And once that is observed, confined to the legal framework in which that must operate, and that is where I will go, and I would abide by the decision of the CCJ in this particular case, and that's it.
But Lennox Smith, no, before Virmala go, we go, because Trinidad and Tobago this morning or today, Trinidad and Tobago today have to get educated on this too. What was the rules? What is the rules of processing or let them know, man. Let them know.
Section 24 of the Constitution or the laws giving rise to this agreement says, in terms of selecting a Secretary General, is that the foreign affairs or the CARICOM ministers. So there are ministers of each state must come together and then make a decision on the various candidates, and then give a recommendation, their recommendation to the heads of state, which is of course the prime ministers, and they will ultimately make the decision. It was not to be in a caucus or in a private or clandestine arrangement that occurred in St. Kitts Nevis.
So Virmala, you see what was supposed to go on? All our foreign affairs minister from here and the various Caribbean countries was supposed to caucus first, then talk about it, and then when the race, Bonnet or whoever they pick, then now they send that letter or correspondence to all leaders. Well, this is what time it is, and that never went on. So the whole process was breached.
And that is what it's all about. It's not personality, as the Prime Minister skillfully said. And to demonstrate that she has no animosity and she has no undercurrent of a negative nature, if you want to call it that, in this particular case, she said, listen, if the court takes a time to deal with this matter conclusively beyond the expiration date of Barnett's term, and then what she has recommended is that she be placed on a month-to-month contract.
Oh gosh, and they all agree.
Yeah.
So long as the court case going on, there's no long-term contract. She's contracted month to month, until the case over.
And that will satisfy Trinidad and Tobago and their engagement with CARICOM at the level of the Secretariat. That is the conditionalities.
Thank you for breaking that down for us this morning. We also we featured that interview from last night, 7 p.m. newscast with Professor Hamid Ghani, and that was also very, very loaded and really helped to break things down for us. But thank you for being here. Thank you for always adding your extra 2 or 3 cents, and we really appreciate you. I'll see you next week where we do this all over again. Have a great day.
You have to go?
Yeah. Yes, Lennox, I do have to go. We take a short break, and when we come back, we talk about education but fun. This Java on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
It's unfiltered, y'all.
Unmatched.
Unscripted.
You're dressed for talk. This is The Link Up. With Talk City 91.1 FM.
I'm Zena James with your weather update. A yellow level high wind alert remains in effect until 2 p.m. on Thursday, with wind gusts exceeding 55 kilometers per hour, possible near heavier showers. So, secure any loose outdoor objects and exercise caution at sea, as these stronger winds could create choppy conditions despite generally moderate marine seas. In addition to the alert, on Wednesday, expect a mix of sunshine, scattered showers, and a medium chance for thunderstorms as a tropical wave moves across the region, where localized street flooding is also possible.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3 coming soon to TTT and TTT Live online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, you need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
The school term may be over, but learning certainly doesn't have to stop. In fact, educators say that the vacation period is a great opportunity to help children build confidence and stay engaged and really prepare for the next academic year, all while still having plenty of fun. Well, joining us this morning is no stranger to the show, a founder of Nikki's Learning Academy, Nikisha Ramlal, to tell us why summer learning matters and what families can expect from this year's Learn, Play, Grow, Shine program. Nikisha, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we have to say thank you because during the exam period, you would have helped to prepare so many students on Trinidad and Tobago today with those SEA tips. And I'm pretty sure that they're thanking you this morning, well, when they got their results earlier. Yeah. So what has that been like? Have you heard from and a lot of people, you know, a lot of children, a lot of parents who you've helped when they finally got their results? Have you heard from them?
Strangely enough, at 11:30, the night of the results, my phone ringing off, pinging off, and I'm like, who calling me this hour? It's because my child, Miss, I passed my first choice. Miss, thank you so much. Who crying, he emotional. It was a really emotional night.
Oh, and it's very rewarding, right, what you do. How long have you been an educator?
I have been teaching for the past 15 years, but I'm doing my own thing approximately 4 to 5 years now.
Oh. Now, many parents, Nikki, see summer vacation as a time for children to relax. I didn't have that at all. I never relaxed whatsoever. My parents are watching right now, and they did not give me the opportunity to relax. I'm still not relaxing. Is there a downside now to completely stepping away from learning for 2 months?
If I'm being honest, I don't think parents in today's society want their children to relax for that long summer vacation. So I've had parents joke with me and they were like, if that child stay home, they're going to eat out all the food, they're going to give me a set of trouble. So I need something for them to do. And while children, you know, they deserve a break, you know, staying away from school so long can make the transition back into school a very difficult one. I like to say learning is like a muscle. The more you use it, is the stronger it becomes. So realistically, even if we do small amounts of reading or problem solving or creative activities, this will keep the children engaged throughout the vacation, you know, while enjoying that time home, but they're still retaining things that they were taught. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, we often hear the term summer learning slide, I believe. What is it and how significant is it for primary school children?
So summer learning slide is basically what happens when children take a long break away from school. They tend to forget what they learned. And this particularly happens with the younger ones, because remember, the younger ones, they were now introduced to school, they're now introduced to mathematics, reading, and writing. So they are the ones that forget the most, right? So it's really important to keep children engaged during the summer vacation. So that way, when they go back out to school, instead of playing catch up for the first few couple of weeks, they can move ahead instead of going back to things that were already taught.
And what are some of the biggest academic challenges that you notice when students return to school after a long vacation?
Well, summer school provides, that's if they're in a summer school, right? Summer school provides an environment where children can build friendships, they can learn to work in teams, they can improve their communication, you know, complete simple tasks, and most importantly, build confidence. You know, a smaller environment like summer school is less pressure. So children feel free to be themselves, you know, to get into new things, and that helps them. When they go back out to school, you know, they have that confidence, they build character. You know, it contributes to their personal growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, summer school really isn't just about academics, and they do a lot more at summer school.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it help children to build themselves now really socially and also emotionally?
Well, as I said before, I believe in a holistic approach to learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Children should only know about mathematics and grammar, and they should know how to socialize, they should know how to make friends. If you keep the children home for summer, they're in front of the computer, they're playing a set of game, how is that benefiting them? Mm-hmm. Everything is going out the door. So when you bring them in an environment where they are able to interact with others, meet people who have similar interests as themselves, think how confident and fun and lively it makes them. And when they go back out to school, it's a whole different person. Yeah?
Yeah. And how do you strike now that right balance between learning and allowing children to simply enjoy being children?
I tend to trick them. Yeah, because the key is, although it's summer school, it shouldn't feel like school. You know, learning, as I said before, isn't just about mathematics and grammar. I believe that, you know, learning is engaging in stuff, doing hands-on stuff, having fun, and there are numerous ways that children can learn outside of chalk and talk. You know, yes, we focus on academics daily, every day, but I also get them involved in sports, craft, karate, swimming, and numerous amount of things. Mm-hmm. And when children enjoy the learning experience, they don't see it as work. You know, they're just looking at it like, oh my God, I'm having a summer adventure.
Yeah, summer or Java. I don't know what they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
Is it Java?
Well, July, August vacation. Now, I just want to tell you something. I like to call it summer school. Because, yes, we do have summer in Trinidad and Tobago, but summer is a frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's what you're looking forward to, is what you're going to do. So, from the time you hear summer, what are you thinking? Now, fun?
Yeah, fun. Lots of summer fun.
I'm okay with it being summer.
So, Nikki, I want to talk about the parents and talk to them this morning. You know, not every family can enroll their child in a summer program. What are some of the simple things that parents can do at home to really keep their children's minds active?
Parents, please do not let your children sit for those entire 2 months and be on devices. I don't want them on the game. I don't want them watching TV. There are simple things that you can do as a parent. You know, you can encourage your children to read. You're in the kitchen, you're cooking something. Come and help me. Read out a recipe for me.
Yeah.
Put this in the pot. You know, you could also have them outside playing sports, engaging in different activities. Hey, let's go on a family trip. You go down to the beach. Mm-hmm. Learning takes place outside of the classroom as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people tend to forget that.
Yeah. Now, how important is reading? You know, back in, I think, our days, they would give us some books and say, you have to read that. And we had incentives to read books, but, you know, children these days, sometimes they just don't want to read. So how important is that? And what are some creative ways that parents can encourage reading during the vacation without making it feel like homework?
To be quite honest, reading is core. Mm-hmm. Reading helps with so many things. It helps with understanding. It helps with comprehension. It helps with vocabulary. It helps with so many things. Spelling. And I think we tend to shy away from that. We don't realize how serious reading is. So a child should always be reading, right? Now, yes, there are a lot of children now that don't enjoy reading, but let them pick the book. Let them pick the book.
Right.
What book you want to read? I think I want to read this book, you know. And you know what? As the parent, get involved in reading with them. Sit down with the book too. Start to read a little bit. Don't make it feel like schoolwork. Don't make it feel like homework. Make it feel fun. But you know, there's always say, if you read a story to me, it mightn't be as effective. But if you tell me a story, think. Children like things like that. They like the drama.
Yeah, I agree. But, you know, Nikki, are there certain age groups that benefit most from summer learning or structured summer learning?
I think all age groups benefit from that, to be quite honest. But they would benefit in different ways. So I take in children who haven't even started school yet. Now think about this. They come into summer school. Auntie Nikki teaching them how to read, how to write, how to spell the name, how to color within the line. When they enter into first year, they enter in confident. Yeah, I got this. Auntie Nikki done show me that already. And they're feeling so confident and they're not as scared. Some of them when the parents drop them off the ball and, mommy, no, they don't know it's our school environment already. The bigger ones now, I think we have a lot of problems with bigger children and socializing because it just feel like if they don't fit in, especially in those large numbers. So when you come in this small environment and you meet people that piques your interest and like the things that you like, you feel good, you build confidence, so you go back out to school now and you're ready for the new school term. I mean, especially after having such a fun summer, yeah, you want to tell all your friends, you're ready.
Now, Nikki, I want to talk about you a little bit before we wrap up, just a few minutes before the top of the hour. You built a massive online community by helping students to understand difficult concepts. Looking back, did you ever imagine that those short videos that you made would really grow into a full-fledged learning academy that you have now?
To be quite honest, I don't want to seem cocky or anything, but my online community was already built. I established who I was on social media a long time ago. I'm charismatic, I'm fun, I'm outgoing. When I speak, people listen because I realize like I might come and, ad-lib a video. Mightn't do as well, but then when I come and I speak, everybody listening. And I built my platform based on that. So to me it was, how can I use this to give back? Who can I help with this talent, And I was already a teacher. And I love children. So to me it was, let's give back to the children. So, of course, I started doing that. I started bringing that to the platform. So those little videos that I was making was just the stepping stone towards that. I wanted people to actually come on the platform and see what it is I had to offer, not guess, oh, she's saying she have a learning academy. What she's really do, see what it is I'm doing.
And education has really changed dramatically over the last few years, you would agree, Nikki. How have you adapted your teaching methods to meet today's learners where they are?
Well, personally, this is no shade to anyone, but I think too many teachers in the classroom are like dinosaurs. They're still teaching how I was taught however long ago. And we live in a digital time. We live in a time of technology. We live in a time of phones, gaming, you name it, right? So today's learners grow up in a digital world, so we need to adapt to them. We need to teach them what they already know. And sometimes hands-on technology makes a lesson a lot easier to understand. But at the heart of it, I believe that children learn best when they feel respected, when they feel understood, when they feel encouraged, when they're not scared. And I try to build real connections with my students and create a space where children feel safe to ask questions, they feel safe to make mistakes, they feel safe to grow. So for me, good teaching is not just no. To me, good teaching is about meeting children where they are and helping them to move forward with confidence.
Thank you, Nikki, very, very much. Her program runs July 13th to August 14th at CTS College in Chaguanas for children aged 4 to 13. You can find all the information on the screen and also on her social media channels. This is where I say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here on Trinidad and Tobago today. A beautiful Wednesday. We hope you have a wonderful day as well. We'll see you tomorrow where we do this all over again from 6 to 8. Be safe on the roads also. See you then. Bye-bye.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Political scientist Professor Hamid Ghani said CARICOM's decision to seek an advisory opinion from the Caribbean Court of Justice, or CCJ, underscores the importance of the issue surrounding the reappointment of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. Professor Ghani outlined the CCJ's role in this matter.
When they're finished hearing all of the arguments and reviewing the situation, they will then issue an advisory opinion, and the CARICOM heads will then have that advisory opinion, and a decision will be made one way or the other. So that what is happening is that this particular route of finding a way to resolve a matter is something in which the CCJ now has been elevated. The spotlight is on the CCJ.
Professor Ghani described Prime Minister Carmen Prasad-Bissessa's letter to CARICOM as an extensive and exhaustive piece of research. He noted that the CCJ, to which the matter was referred, would be tasked with considering all relevant legal and procedural issues and rendering a decision based on his findings. And he outlined how this review might be handled.
The CCJ may wish to interrogate the matter in a number of ways. It'll be up to them how they interrogate this. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to come away from this with a means by which we can find a resolution to something that was so contentious that many regional, local, and diasporic commentators were actually going as far as to say that if Trinidad and Tobago wanted to leave, it could go its own way.
Dr. Ghani said the issue goes to the heart of CARICOM's foundational principles and institutional integrity. Trinidad and Tobago is looking to strengthen the use of intellectual property protections as part of efforts to drive economic growth, foster innovation, and promote cultural development. Speaking before member states at the World Intellectual Property Organization's Assemblies of the Member States in Geneva, Minister of Land and Legal Affairs Saddam Hussein announced reforms aimed at strengthening protections for the agricultural sector.
In the area of plant variety protection, TNT is progressing reforms of its legislative framework and signals its intention to align with the latest act of the UPA of 1991 Convention. This will enhance protection for plant breeders and support innovation and resilience within our agricultural sector.
He said government continues to advance efforts to build international recognition for locally produced agricultural goods, particularly the country's globally acclaimed cocoa.
Affairs, under my leadership as minister, we have been able to prioritize advancements in our world-famous fine flavor Trinitario cocoa with the registration of a certification trademark for same. We're exploring rice, peppers, and pineapple also.
Minister Hussein also highlighted major changes affecting the creative sector, saying government has moved quickly to strengthen copyright protections for artists and rights holders. And in some sport, the West Indies clinched their first home test series victory in 2 years after reinforced its draw in the second and final test against Sri Lanka at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua on Tuesday. The result secured the series for the hosts, marking a significant achievement on home soil. Sri Lanka, needing a win to level the series after their heavy defeat in the first test, declared at 251 for 9 just after lunch, setting the hosts a challenging target of 302 in less than 2 sessions. West Indies openers John Campbell and Brandon King stood firm with an unbroken stand of 89 before showers halted play. The Windies ending the day on 109 without loss. The draw sealed a 1-0 series win for the Caribbean side, their first at home since defeating Bangladesh 2-0 in 2024, and their first triumph over Sri Lanka since 2003. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. On behalf of the entire team, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live